Hi, welcome back, Wanja Mburu channel. Please hit that notification bell, like and share, and subscribe. Let us walk together this journey. Wow! Now, today I want us to interact. I have seen so many comments, so many suggestions from friends, from people who have been following me, and somebody just said, Wanja, bring us closer home. Bring us home. Like, let me not see a narcissist and just define him. Help me now be able to tell that Wanja is a narcissist. It is Johona. It is Odhiambo. It is Jacqueline. It is Kipsang. Help me now identify him by name because we are surprised. Somebody just said, I'm surprised. I didn't even know what I was fighting with. I didn't even know what I've been dealing with. Now bring me closer home. And I want to put a disclaimer here that this video is not for the narcissist. This video is not for the narcissist. This video is to help you, the person living with a narcissist. It is for helping you, the person being manipulated by the narcissist. Because narcissists don't think they have a problem. They don't listen to anyone. They think they know it all. Actually, they won't listen to anything. They know they are around, they are above everything. They die like that. They never change. They don't see anything and they don't give a damn. They have no empathy and they have no sympathy. They don't feel you and they don't care. And I told you that is how they thrive. So there's no need of dealing with them. I am dealing with you to rescue you from a situation, to rescue you from danger. Because when he tells you he will kill you, he will. They are murderers and they don't care. All right? How do I bring you closer home now? There's this lady or this man who tells me, this guy made me sign a loan for him. He sweet talked me. He made it very clear. He came to me, he was very sweet. He made it very clear that this loan, I am a teacher. So he's making me apply for a loan for us to buy a property. And it's a property I saw. It's a good property. And the money that is going to be excess, we were going to buy a car. And I agreed to that. I am his wife after all. And that is what she did. And she allowed him and she took a loan. And he bought several properties. By the way, he used to do that. After all, so we are partners. Say I'm your spouse. So we are here to live. So she would go for loans. She is a teacher. She has a salary, a teacher. And by the way, narcissists have very good ideas. They come up with very good ideas, but they are very lazy. Their input is 1%. So you input the rest. And I want to bring you closer home so that now with this incident, you can now start discovering whether you're living with a narcissist. So, mwalimu amekopa loan. Mbaba anaendelea akibai mashamba, anabai kalanda hapa, anabai kaplot. Si I'm happy. Si I'm the wife. Si tukinunua ni zetu. So, all my life that I'll be teaching, in my practice, I'll be paying a loan. That means this lady has never bought a new dress. She can never go places. She's just like that. After all, she's servicing loans. She's servicing so many loans that sometimes she's not even able to. And she has the burden of her children because the man is busy switch talking her because you're the guy working. When you go for a loan, I'm buying plots. These properties, the guy is putting them in his own names. Imagine. All my life until I go for retire is when I'm realizing I have nothing because he's been putting everything in his name. I've been servicing loans. I've been educating our children. Finally, he decides to go for a mistress. As I'm talking to you today, this lady is telling me I'm wasted. I didn't see it coming. He has been so good. He's been, like I told you, they know how to bomb love. So, she has been blinded, but amekuliwa, ameisha. That is an incident of a teacher. I'm not going to mention her here. When I now bring you home, you've told me to bring you home. When I bring your case closer, now you know which person you are living with. The other guy told me she made me open a joint account. Si we are friends. Si kanisa imetuambia tukaange tunafanya vitu tukiwa wawili. So he went for a loan. I mean, yeah, he went for a joint account. The joint account reads both of us. But she will never allow me to get a penny from that account. So the accounts got loaded. Mimi nafinyika tu nikihaso upande huu na haso. Pesa tunaekanga kwa joint account. Tukienda kutoa, tunatoa pamoja. Na she will still follow how much mimi nimebaki nazo. So mtu alikuwa ananiambia ameisha, he has nothing in life to call his own. Pesa yote iko kwa account ya huyu mama, na huyu mama anafanya vitu zingine nyingi sana. Yeye hatapata dururu, hatapata hela kwa ile account. Akipata bado wife anakujia. Like tumegawana, tumeenda bank leo, tumetoa pesa. Na tumegawana, na tumesema hizi zitaenda shule, hizi zitaenda wapi, hizi zitaenda wapi. Si bwana of course anabakingi na kitu ya mfuko. Ndio at least I feel like a man. She will still come for that. Na utampatia. Juu, unaambiwa ni za watoto, ni za nini. Something has come up. A child in boarding school is sick. This man was telling me he was wasted for many years. He found himself doing nothing for himself. He has nothing to call his own. He cannot do anything for his parents or anybody. Watu wao hata walimwachilia. Wajui what happened to him. I told you narcissists make other people hate you. They will make sure they paint another picture over there. So that now watu wao walianza kufikiria, brother hatusaidiangi, hawezi tupatia hata penny. But little do they know, mtu wanakaa na yeye, hawezi allow him get a penny. Are you now, you can now name that person. Mwenye alikwambia mchukue loan, akakula peke yake, akanunua properties peke yake. Mwenye alikwambia mfungue joint account, na ananyonya hiyo joint account, ananyonya hiyo account peke. Na ni wewe unamsainia. Another lady told me she's been made to sign for documents for selling their land. And every time this jamaa anakujanga na plan poa sana, he comes to her. Anamwambia wacha tufanye hivi, to sell a property, but then nitaacha a chunk of land for our sons. Do you know, as we talk now, they have nothing. Wako kwa barabara ya Kanjo. Because she continued to sign for him. She's being switch-talked into being told whatever is remaining is for your sons. And because now she fears, because he might end up selling everything and my sons will not get anything, kama bado nafikiria our sons, wacha ni sign. She was telling me she even goes to that place of land, the land's office, anaweka caveat. Alafu yeye mwenyewe, anakuja jamaa na msweet talk, anaitoa. So the sons and the daughters are like, what happened to our mom? Is she mad? You see, narcissists make you collide with everyone. Because, anakusweet talk, I don't know what they tell you. Kwanza huu mama alikuwa ananiambia hata alikuwa ametibiwa kaburi kwa nyumba. Anathreateniwa na hiyo kaburi. Then she runs away, she goes to her people. Akirudi, the brothers wanamrudisha, they want to come and kiss. Akifika, anasema, nimefika kwangu. Na anathreateniwa day in, day out. Finally, when she comes back, she's being switch-talked to sign documents. I want to sell a piece of land so that we can do ABCD. And by the way, they sold the land for 13 million. And she was being offered 100K. Imagine, out of 13 million, she's been given 100K. And then she takes the 100K, anaenda anaanza mama mboga. Akianza mama mboga, jamaa anaenda anakula na mistress, anaenda na waste, anaenda na jiwezi because they know how to waste themselves. Anarudi because he claims, hii mama mboga ulianza, bado ni yetu. Ni mimi nikupatia do. So anarudi. This is what narcissists do. Kama uko hapo, now you can say, this is John. This is Kuria. This is Kamau who did this to me. Don't just now call them narcissists. I want to bring you closer home. That is what you told me. Because ni kama nachanua watu na watu wachanuki. Na nimekwambia, narcissist will not change. Wewe ndi utachange. Wewe ndi utajipanga. Udecide kukaa na yeye ukufia hapo. Ama udecide kumove on na kujua ni nani umeishi na yeye. Ujipange on the side. Because at the end of the day, when this guy will mess you up. Alright? Mwingine, I told you about the other one. Mwenye ameambia wife, ampatie gari. We take a loan. The wife is the one servicing everything. The wife has helped him build several flats. And the wife doesn't matter because after all, she doesn't mind the houses being put in his name. I wish he even put the houses in his son's names. Or you buy a piece of land and put it in her name, or at least a joint, or at least the name of the sons. So unadanganyiriwa ati at the end of the day tukijenga nyumba zitakuwa za our sons, which is right. But what will stop him from selling the houses again and wasting the money with mistresses? And that is what he did. After you've given all your money, all your sweet hustle, all your sweat, he built 2 flats. And then after zimeisha, anakuonyesha rudi. Uonge rudi wewe. Do you know how it feels? You have wasted all your time. You go back home, he comes, he hovers around, he sweet talks you, you come back, you sign, you give him money, he builds flats. Zikiisha zikipata tenants, anakufukuza. How far do you want to, how do you want to be wasted? Munataka kupelekwa mpaka wapi? Na mimi ninawaambia tu. Anamalizana na nyumba, anagonganisha gari because ni mrevi, alafu ana demand yenye wewe una drive. You know, hiyo inaniuma sana. Unaona mtu usiku anakuja na gari, he's blocking everyone on the pathway. Njia ya kuingia kwao. He leaves the car there. He comes at 3. He awakens you, he gives you the car keys, at go ulete ile gari nimeacha kwa barabara. Who does that? And you allow it to happen? I keep saying, if you're being manipulated, you have somehow played the game, you have stopped seeing things straight, and you have allowed him kukanyangia chini. You have allowed her kukukanyangia chini. Wewe ambao unakaliwa chapati, unakaliwa sababu you have allowed this woman kukutawala. You have to have authority over your life. I have authority as a woman, and I should have authority as a man. Let's bring these things closer home. The other day, somebody was telling me the husband forced her to sign for the sale of their own property, their own residential home. And she signed because she's being told, after all, we are building a flat near the road. And up there, I'm going to build for you. Very nice residential house. And she agreed. The next thing I'm hearing, the guy did not buy anything, but she was sweet-talked. Anapelekwa in a very posh residential area, but the house they are living in, they are paying monthly, like rent. For how long can he sustain 48K payment per month? How long will that take you? My friend, you're being taken up country and you don't know. I even told her, wewe unapelekwa shago. Now it happened today as I speak to you. The other day is doing milk up country. She was living in a very posh, high-end residential area. The guy is sweet-talking you to selling that place. And he tells you, I'm doing ABCD, but you're not even in that mpango. Wewe unajipata, you're nowhere. But you're trusting him because you have never understood what kind of a man you live with. You have to now, and I didn't want people who are quoting, and people who, these people who are dating right now, to be very careful so that you don't get into a relationship or a marriage with a narcissist. At least those who are already in, now wajipange tu wajue vile wataishi. But if you have been seeing my videos, be careful not to start a relationship or to start dating a narcissist and then get into a marriage and tunakuchukua huko ukiwa depressed because of the things you're going through. I told you they close the eyes of other people so that out there he looks very good. People will think they treat you very well. People think you live very well. But actually, we finally come to you when you're depressed. You know they're sympathy seekers. Ni wale watu ataongelesha watu kwa church ama kwa group. Wanaanza kutoa machozi because of how, you know, what he's going through. He makes people sympathize with him and they keep helping him. These are the kind of people I'm talking about. If you see someone who is looking for sympathy, most of the time he's saying, walifanya hivi, watu wenye walinisimamilia harusi, hata walikula pesa yangu ya harusi. Kwani ni pesa ngapi inabaki after harusi imefanywa siku hizi? Wangwana. So he makes you think and believe he's now poor because mlitumia pesa yake ya harusi. You know, he's looking for sympathy. Hata shule sijalipa because of ABCD. Sasa mnajua. You have to be careful to know the difference between someone who needs help and someone who is narcissistic. Because there's a very thin line. You have to be able to read between the two lines. Because this is just a sign. It's a sign I'm giving you. Because the moment you know that this person is narcissistic and you continue now engaging in their relationship, this is what will happen to you. And they go from bad to worse. So be very careful when you're dating so that you're not entering into a relationship with a narcissistic personality disorder person. Mwingine aliniambia ameachishwa kazi. She was a teacher. So this guy is earning a lot of money. So he tells her, instead of kufanya kazi ya walimu, wachana na hiyo kazi. The lady is making it. She's a P1 teacher. So she was in high school. She's doing her things in high school. She's a teacher. She's getting her salaries and loans. You know, teachers survive on loans. And she was doing very well because she had started buying property. And because these people are very jealous, I told you, she was made to stop working. She was made to stop working so that she can now manage the home. And the guy is doing his biashara. Guess what? After 6 months, after stopping working, she has no money. She has been made a housewife. She cannot go places. She's broke. And the guy hampei pesa. Na niye alimwambia aache kazi. Then I'm asking you, how do you quit your job, a well-paying job, you're comfortable, to come and manage a home? Hata wewe, kwani nini hii mnaambiwa, you being brainwashed? I want to talk of brainwash. Narcissists also know how to brainwash. Ni nini hii mzuri sana nakwambia? Uache kufanya kazi ya walimu, ukuje kwa nyumba atulee watoto. What happened to house helps? But you can afford. Why are you being lowered? Why are you stopping this law? Why are you giving them a platform to misuse you? So now after that, you will be a beggar. They love it when you become a beggar. You'll be looking for money from him. You'll be asking for credit from him. When you want to gossip your parents, you have to seek his help. Okay? So he's literally making you stoop too low and become a beggar. And they thrive on that. They are very happy when they make you become a beggar. There's this man who told me he bought 8 vehicles and he made them taxis. They are all his. So because he's working, he makes the wife manage the vehicles. And the wife is very narcissistic. She transfers all the ownership of all vehicles into her name. And she even gave her brother, I think, 2 vehicles. So this Jama one day was coming from I think, outside the country. And on getting to Nairobi, to Jomo Kenyatta Airport, he called her to come pick him, because that is how it used to be. And after all, he has many vehicles. One of them can collect her. And she was like, wewe kuja, jipange vile utafika nyumbani, gari zote ziko na customers. Gari zote they are booked. That is when he was like, but at least one of the vehicles to come for me. She did not go. She did not send a driver. The guy alijipanga na Uber zingine. And then from there, he started noticing gari atazikuji home. Finally, he was telling me all vehicles had been transferred into her name. And he's getting nothing. And very many other incidents out of this last time's video that he was able now to discover that the wife has been very narcissistic. He didn't know. So I'm bringing you closer home to see Jane, to see Mary, to see Queen, to see Wambua, to see Okoth as the narcissist. Not two-story, an existing person in your life. And so more so for people who are engaging in relationships, because this one, they will go from bad to worse, and by the time you get there, it will be reversible. Remember, so many people are saying, I'm in this relationship because of children. You have already made children. You have already, had so many properties in your name. So you are not able to live. And by the way, you cannot live because he has made you very poor. You have nothing to call your own. You have no home. You have no car. You have no money. You have nothing. So you stick there. Na yeye anakunyonya damu. And I told you, narcissists are very happy wakikunyonya damu. They thrive on your misery. They make sure they make you a walking skeleton, a walking shell, feeling like a nobody and nothing. And that is how they thrive. Am I still bringing you closer home? Now you can name them. You can name that person who told you to sell your land. You can name that person who told you to quit your job. You can name that person who told you to sell your house. You can name that person who told you to umjengee manyumba alafu zikijaa watu wanakufukuza. Salary ya mwalimu ni nini ananyemelea? You just a mere teacher, you are earning your kasalo. Anakwambia mfugue joint account ama uache kazi. Ukuje umelelea watoto. Kufika nyumbani anakudharau because you're nobody. You're now a maid. You just made a maid in your own house, and because you looked at it and think, I thought, nikiacha kazi nitakuwa kwangu nyumbani. So he's going to be paying you a salary or what? How do you just agree to quit your job na vile watu wanatafuta job? Ni nini hizi wanawaambia halafu mnakubali? You see? Matatu, mtu kuna matatu nyingi mumenunua pamoja. Halafu hakuna durudu inakufikia wewe. Ukiitisha anakuthreaten na mada. And you leave that. I know of a lady. She was telling me walinunua matatu nyingi sana za Dadora. And they were doing well. And they were living very well. But the moment he started now selling one by one and engaging himself with mistresses, today she's selling sokoya sijui wapi. She's a nobody. The guy died. And he died miserable. He had nothing to call his own. He has wasted himself. And this lady got nothing. And anytime she would demand something, she was being threatened. She would be threatened. And it was real. Very many times she was admitted in hospital. With panga cuts, machetes and everything. And he used to sleep with a machete under his pillow. And he has made sure you cannot go anywhere. After all, your people knew you. Mtu ameown matatu nyingi sana kwa barabara. And then you're coming like a beggar. They make your people not understand you. They make sure the whole world does not understand you. They make sure you are alone. Because everybody will think like, our sister, alioleka na mtu akona pesa sana. Wako na pesa hata wanakona maringu sana. Hata ukimwambia tusaidie, hawezi tutusaidia. Kumbe ni yeye amechukua kila kitu. But when he wants to shop for them, he will shop for them. When he wants to do good acts for them, he will. So that now you look bad to them. That is what narcissists do. Let me say this. Something I forgot to say last time. That narcissists are also sociopaths. Narcissists wanapenda sana maneno ya simu na social media. So, be very careful. Be very careful with the photos he has been taking. Because they are very good taking photos. Especially when you are in a compromised state. They'll be taking your photos. They'll be taking your nudes. And they'll be blackmailing you with them. I told you, they even follow what you have been, your activities on phone. They follow them. Like they can even take your phone to Safaricom to check who called, who is this, who is doing this, where did you send the money. They are able to do that. They can even use GPS to trace you. When you go, they keep hovering. They will trace you because they cannot survive without you. They need you so that they can feed on your misery. So if you notice that he has been taking your photos out of love, he will bomb love you. And because you think he loves you so much, he will continue to take your nudity, to take your photos of you. Let me tell you, he will threaten you with those photos. And he will hate you with those photos because he will be sending your enemies those photos, your mistresses. I know this has happened many, many times. Your mistress is the one receiving those photos. Mwangalie vile yako. Mwangalie vile mwagli. Hata mimi, you know? Or he will use those photos to blackmail you for money or for something. Or come back or release these photos. And you know, because you don't want your needs to go around, you will come back. Be very careful how you handle your phone. Don't allow him to use your phone. And if he has, just know how to get that phone and erase those photos. Whether it's a he or a she. Be careful with that one. That is something they do. And it's all over and it is known. They are sociopaths. Okay? I told you they don't care. Sorry. It catches up with them when they're in school or they're growing up. What do you think will become of these children? What do you think will become of them when they also have start their families? You see the problems now we are bringing up. Out of one situation, we create another. Out of another, we create another problem, and the problems continue escalating and multiplying. So we need to be very careful, very, very careful with our lives. We need to know who we allow in our hearts, in our minds, because this is mental wellness we are discussing. We want to protect ourselves. We want to have inner peace. We want to live in peace. I said marriages should work because marriage is meant to work. But if you discover that somewhere you made a mistake and you're living with an animal that you didn't know, anza kujipanga mapema. Nimekwambia. Because a narcissist will never change. You will live miserably. Okay? You don't want to bring up children who, when they get married, would also be in problems because they can't fit in the marriages they are in because of the things they went through in their childhood. It's called childhood trauma. Some of these children are fighting with problems of discovering who they are. They have identity crisis because from this home to this home, from this father to this father, because it was not possible to live with this man after all. So we create a problem and multiply it and divide it and we spread it. Something we can be able to stop. If we learn these things, at least we have an opportunity of running some of these things. So that when you see them from far, and when you see this person, before he brings you into his box, you already know whether he's a narcissist or not. Out of these videos I've done, you can be able to interview someone, and people should stop rushing to get married. People should stop rushing to get married. You need to date these people and know who they are. Usione tu mimi ni mrembo unataka kunileta kwa nyumba yako. You don't know what kind of a person I am. Narcissists know how to mask. I told you. Ladies will mask and they will look very beautiful in our wigs. We look very good. But once I come into your life, I make your life a living hell. And I said, do not be coerced to do anything. Let nobody coerce you to sign a document. Let nobody now force you or sweet talk you. When you're being sweet talked, think ahead. And a lady was telling me, sisi tulikuwa tunabaiwa nyama sana. That whole week, anataka tuchukue loan. Tuna realize he's doing us good. He's doing us favors. He's taking us places. Unapelekwa out. By the time you sign for him alone, hata hujuangi. You need to think ahead. What is this person when he's himself? Somebody told me, it's because me, I looked at him and I accepted to do the ABCD because he loves God. He's saved. Who will not get saved when they want alone? You need to know someone when they are themselves. Hata hii ya Christianity imeleta shida sana. Because you loved me because I told you I love God. But you did not examine me when I'm myself. What happens to me when I'm me? He's very good when he's drunk. So what happens when he's not? Or wewe ulimuingilia sababu hanikunywangi na wakati amekunywa. Have you ever asked yourself what he becomes then? People, let us re-examine ourselves, re-examine our partners before we enter into any engagements. Let us want to learn people outside the box. Don't just be fooled. Don't just see, at least be able to see beyond your nose. Think ahead. Critical thinking, like what is happening here. So, if he's shouting at other drivers on the road, what will happen to me when he gets angry at home? If he's shouting at the house help, what will happen to me when I mess him up? Tukipata mtoto wa pili ndio unaanza kuonanga the true colors of someone. Don't just look at him when he's messing other people's lives. Ask yourself, what will happen to me? Tukikosana, utakuwa aje? This video was to bring people home. And I've touched on parenting. I think On the next video, we are going now to discuss things that happen to children and how they grow up, things that are affecting children in school and their future. Why are these people becoming what they are becoming after being in such kind of families? Why are some families producing this kind of people? Because I think this is why we're having a troubled society. We're having a troubled society because some children were brought up in the wrong marriages. They witnessed a lot of violence, a lot of abuse, a lot of narcissistic problems. So by the time they're also starting, they don't even, some of them don't even have, they don't know themselves. They have identity crisis. We have had these things. Unaona mtu ni mzuri na anataka kuanza familia na anataka iwork, but he has a problem as a young man. She has a problem as a young lady because of where she's coming from. All right? I think if we address these issues, we are going to straighten our ways and we are going to start rearing good families and working relationships. Thank you very much. Let us tune in and be alert on the next video. Thank you.